Scalable supports our customers in three key areas: cloud, cost, and control. We provide an asset intelligence platform that provides forensic data from either on-premise, mobile, software as a service, or cloud into a single pane of glass. And that single pane of glass and that data enables our organizations to make the right decisions at the right time with the right data to get the right business outcome.
Cloud migrations are a great way of cost saving on the massive infrastructure costs that they have at the moment. Also, layers of management that have been put in place to manage that infrastructure, that's all changed. And if you link that with a DevOps approach and tight management of cloud, then there are a lot of savings to be made.
One of the challenges that people that we talk to who are moving into the cloud always run into is having a really clear idea of what they've actually got already and what's actually being used. It's quite straightforward to say, here are 1,000 servers, 100 servers, let's lift them up and shift them into Azure, into AWS. But understanding how those are actually utilised and how we move that into an appropriate cloud platform really is a focus for people. This is all key to giving me the best, most cost-effective cloud solution.
Working with customers on a daily basis that are going through this transition gives us a fantastic insight into their pains and their troubles, which allows us to develop best practices that we can help them with.
The first one of these is, what have I got in my data center currently? And that takes us on to the second one, how is it being used? It's very important that we remember that this isn't just about the data center. This has to be about our end users as well. The SaaS applications that they're accessing, the apps that they're running on their desktop.
What we really need to do is understand how those things are being used, right down to the endpoint and how end users are interacting with these server services. Once it's been identified what we're going to move, really it's not as simple as just choosing a provider and going with it. I understand this thing I'm moving, who can give me what I need?
Any one of the vendors out there will tell you that they can do a one-stop shop for you. It's really important to be able to do an active comparison between the pricing and the availability. We need to be looking at Azure, we need to be looking at AWS, we need to be looking at Google Cloud Platform alongside each other. We're often also asked by our customers, how do I actually move my infrastructure into the cloud? The simple answer is carefully. It has to be well planned, it has to be one step at a time. We potentially take functional pockets that we will recommend to people. Let's pilot this service, let's move this service now and have this one follow along in a week's time or a month's time. We need to continually be monitoring these systems, both for value and for performance. Once we're into production, the journey hasn't really stopped there. We mustn't fall into the trap of saying, I've now got these services in AWS, job done. We have to constantly be looking at both performance to make sure we're getting best value. We may be able to make some of these instances that we're using smaller.
Do I need to consolidate or change what I'm doing? Perhaps I need to look at my billing because that really tells me where I'm spending.
We need to be in a position where we can say, we haven't shifted our entire environment into the cloud all in one go. We are running some kind of hybrid cloud. We may have AWS and Azure. We've certainly still got some on-premise services. Having the ability to monitor and be able to manage transition between all of these elements is key.
What is very visible at the moment is some of the early adopters with single cloud. On the large enterprises, we're seeing more and more hybrid cloud. People come round to the conclusion that the benefits of one type of cloud platform are slightly different from the benefits of another type of cloud platform.
It's really important that you find a way to analyse the billing data that you're provided. Often the service providers will either provide you with very high level or incredibly detailed transactional level data. Finding some actionable insights and some middle ground in there is incredibly key to really understanding what you're providing back to the business.
What Asset Vision does is allows you to take a digital fingerprint of the way your services look at the moment, carry out forensic analysis on these systems, giving you the right data at the right time to make the correct decision.
Most companies have some kind of premise environment or infrastructure, and they are looking to or are partway through moving elements of that onto the cloud. Where you focus your efforts can be managed as regards what you monitor and understand about the usage, and with Scalable Software there is an option to turn on that intelligence and make some pretty substantial savings. DevOps and cloud migrations in particular are an area where Scalable can fit rather well once migrations have been completed and an operating method for rapid innovation has been developed. If your department is using a lot more resources than it should be, it will be highlighted by the CFO at some point. So to have that under control is a strong point of what Scalable can offer.
We provide you with the asset intelligence platform that gives you the data you need in order to do your migration. And of course, what we also do is offer you the post-migration analysis to determine who's actually using your apps as they've been migrated to the public cloud, whether that's AWS, Azure, or GCP.